now we were just talking about universities, and that's a key word to welcome Heidi Rontu, the Director of Lifetime Learning of Metropolia, the biggest university of applied science in Finland. And I think you have a thing or two to say about the qualification process of students, international students as well. Welcome.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me now. Yes, thank you. Very good. Guten Morgen. Huomenta kaikille. God morgon till alla. För att vara lite flerspråkig. Och för att komma fram med Finlands tvåspråkighet också samtidigt. Before the ministry leaves, I would also like to say thank you for actually speeding up the process for higher education students, that they can stay here for 2 years. That's actually immensely important. So a big thank for that. That's very, very good work. Okay. I would like to begin, first of all, by thanking for the invitation to give a keynote speech here today. We are gathered, I think, around an immensely important theme for the future of many central institutions and contexts in society, also in higher education, business life, and I think in working life at large. We are really competing for talent and trying to find ways to attract and retain, and also offer ways to qualify knowledge and know-how. As here was said in the introduction, I represent here higher education coming from Metropolia University of Applied Sciences. I work there as the Director of Lifelong Learning, which in our case actually means that I'm responsible for all education at Metropolia, both degree and all other forms of learning. Metropolia is, as it was said, is the largest university of applied sciences in Finland. We have approximately 17,000 students and around 1,000 members of personnel. We offer over 40 different bachelor's degrees and 30 different master's degrees. And in our educational portfolio, we have all the educational fields that can actually be offered in universities of applied sciences in Finland. So we have business, we have health and social services, art, design, culture, technology, engineering. We have it all. Yes, I think I will now change. Let's see if it works. Yes, very good. And it is actually my own work title that I would like to start with. Lifelong learning, comprising, as we have decided at Metropolia, all learning on an equal basis. And defining lifelong learning in this kind of holistic way, I see as crucial for the future of higher education. We need to focus on the learner, his, her educational needs, career plans, and plans of life. We need to put the learner, the individual, in the center, as we endeavor to do at Metropolia. And as I hope you can see how here in our strategic map, the strategy of our university as it is mapped here. Now, one good example of this thinking, putting the individual in the center, is the SIMHE services, or which is an abbreviation of supporting immigrants in higher education in Finland. These services were developed actually by Metropolia's initiative in 2016 as an answer to the then quite acute immigrant situation. Through these services, we offer career guidance, counseling, and help immigrants to map their competencies and to identify suitable study and career paths here in Finland. Today, besides at Metropolia, these SIMHE services are offered in 9 other universities in Finland. And I'm sure you understand these services are again very much needed quickly on a large scale in our current situation for incoming Ukrainian refugees. So I'm extremely proud that we have been able to develop this kind of services, and we can now ramp up quickly. We have them already. Now, in this map, around the learner, actually 2 learners, I should say, you can see the central strategy themes for the future development of Metropolia. And I'm sure you will recognize many of these themes as important also for the institutions you represent. We find digitalization, sustainable development and growth, people and culture. And as a basis for these targets, the way we work at Metropolia, so we emphasize transparency, community spirit, high quality and expertise. And I think we can all agree that these are all important building blocks for future success. However, today I would like to focus on what the 2 learners in the picture are actually speaking out loud. You find lifelong learning, and then you find something called phenomenon-based innovation hubs, and how these 2 link together and build a new kind of breeding ground for competing for talent. So let's look closer at the phenomenon-based innovation hubs. I'm sure that these sound like a language blooper. What is she saying? But I hope I can assure you that these are something quite unique, I would say, and also giving a new orientation for education, at least in Finnish higher education context. Currently at Metropolia, we have 5 of these innovation hubs. They are listed there, so customer-oriented well-being and health services, clean and sustainable solutions, data-driven construction, functional city for the people, and smart mobility. I hope you can recognize from the names of these hubs that they were built around socially significant phenomena. And these 5 hubs started operating roughly 3 years ago. And the whole idea with these hubs is to try to solve big, difficult, multidisciplinary challenges and opportunities across industries, technologies, and different sectors in society. And that also require multidisciplinary presence of industries, technologies, and different sectors in society. And this then together and through and with the assistance of higher education. I'll give you some examples of the challenges and opportunities. How can, for instance, mobility be improved by means of data produced by sensors and by artificial intelligence and machine learning? Or how will data and artificial intelligence change the way professionals operate, for instance, in construction industry? Now, today at Metropolia, we have decided to channel the main part of our research development and innovation functions and fundings also through these hubs. The hubs are physically located on our different campuses, and they all have one or several solutions platforms for quick experimentation, testing, and piloting. And the platforms also mean physical locations for new kind of active cooperation between public entities, businesses, organizations, also citizens, and specifically, I would like to add, our students. All our degree education currently has mandatory studies conducted in different research and development projects connected to one of these hubs, or perhaps several. And we are now driving to integrate all our education in research and development functions in these hubs. So we are talking about a deep integration of education, research, development, and innovation. The target is not to base education on research, development, and innovation, but to make education part of research, development, and innovation. I would like to emphasize there's a big difference there. I'm talking about co-creating, co-developing. What is perhaps unique here is that Metropolia acts here as a connector between a huge number of people, including students, our students of different ages, in different career and life situations, multiple stakeholders of working life and society, and citizens, as I mentioned, who are often also customers in our different development projects. And through these hubs, I think we can say that Metropolia functions as a kind of an ecosystem for research and development needs in society. And this ecosystem we now also offer for our students. Students can be actually included in the very first steps of innovating a new research or development project. The idea perhaps to this project comes, let's say, from a company, city, or other stakeholder. And being engaged in these projects, I would like to argue that our students learn in quite a new way to work in a very real-life context, work together with others, not only their peers, as is often the case in projects in higher education as an educational form, but let's say they work with stakeholders, they work with business representatives, all kinds of different people. They will also learn, or they will work in working life. Students learn to solve problems, respond to innovation needs, they learn to manage change, confront disappointments sometimes, but also enjoy success. And in this way, I hope we are preparing our students for the challenges and opportunities that they will face in working life now and in future. And I also think that we are offering an excellent platform for our students to grow into the kind of an expert that working life and society needs now and in future. An expert who can collaborate, work with people from very different fields, different backgrounds, and who is at home with solving problems and trying to find solutions. I'll give you an example how this hub thing works for students. A good example is of this ecosystem approach through these hubs is what we have on our Myllypuro campus. We have there a village that is called Hymykylä, hyvinvointia Myllypurosta. A village called well-being from Myllypuro. Hymy actually also in Finnish meaning a smile. The village is part of one of these hubs, the customer-oriented well-being and health services hub. The Hymy village functions as a multidisciplinary learning and development environment for our students. Our students from different fields, they learn to work together from scratch in an authentic learning environment. They have as their customers ordinary citizens from the capital area. And in our village, we're actually offering a great variety of health services to anyone interested. So you are also, all of you, warmly welcome to visit the Hymy village. For instance, if you want to have an appointment with a physiotherapist student, you are most welcome. The idea with the village is not only to offer our students a place to practice and learn, but also to our stakeholders, together with us, a place where they can develop new service design, to conceptualize new services, to develop professional practices, for instance, in client work, try out new technologies, how would they work in their processes, etc. All this together with our experts plus our students from different fields. I said physiotherapy students, we do not only have health and social services students at Hymykylä, we also have students from business, for instance, technology, so a variety of different fields present at the same time. These innovation hubs and this kind of ecosystem way of working that we have developed at Metropolia, I think, gives an example of how higher education can answer to what is needed in working life and in society at large. And I also strongly believe that higher education needs to reach out to society actively, work together with different stakeholders, listen to the needs in society, and be open and offer to function as a platform for finding solutions and innovation to whatever is needed. This is what we are working towards at Metropolia, towards being an open and inviting innovation and learning ecosystem. So we offer partnerships with different stakeholders. We bring together people, stakeholders, that to work together who wouldn't necessarily otherwise perhaps ever meet with their questions, with their problems, with their challenges. And we bring our own expertise from the great variety of fields that we have, and most importantly, to the center of all this, we bring our students. By working in this way at Metropolia, I hope, or actually I should say, I believe that we can attract, retain all kinds of learners, national and international. We can enhance lifelong learning, and we can compete for talent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heidi.